thought I'd start the vlog for this week. I just got done with a training session with Zoom, which I actually took me a little longer than I thought because I got stuck in the mud. I was trying to grab his leash when he went a little further out. I thought I could do it like still on the concrete, and I went a little further forward thinking I wasn't going far enough to sink, and I ended up getting like my wheels stuck, which is like a chronic problem. If you have a wheelchair, there's always a place the chair can get stuck, and the further you sink, the worse off you are. So I had to call my dad to come pull me out. And my parents are always yelling at me. They're like, stay out of the mud, stay out of the mud. Well, if you're like trying to do something, I mean, most of the time I can stay out of the mud. I did this morning when I was taking him out and stuff. And I mean, I was fine. 9 times out of 10, I can figure out how, okay, I can get this done without getting too far in the mud or too far where I'm going to get stuck. And I just miscalculated and my wheel kind of slid. So the wheels were uneven, so it was stuck. But I ran him around and got most of the mud off my wheels and off of his paws, because he would, for like the first 5 or 10 minutes I was walking him, he would not stay out of the mud, which I don't anticipate being a chronic problem because it's not always going to be this muddy. So anyway, he did really well. Once he like calmed down and I could get him to focus, he did really well. His heel tightened up. I had to correct him a few times when he was getting distracted, and he cut in front of me, which he hardly ever does. So I now know he was like really wound up if he did that. That being said, he should sleep all afternoon since I ran him for like almost half an hour. Which was a decent walk for him. I ran him around the quad like 3 or 4 times. And I actually had a few distractions. There were a few dogs being walked, and a few people walked by. Actually, one of the Meals on Wheels ladies, or I don't know if it was one of the neighbors or one of the Meals on Wheels ladies. I think it was one of the Meals on Wheels ladies, because she knew who he was and stuff. And I made him sit. He sat. He did a string of commands in front of her without paying super attention to her. I'm trying to like get him to focus on watch me, so when he's distracted, he pays attention to me and not whatever's distracting him. And I think the other thing that I see as an issue that I'm trying to work on is pacing with his heel, which I haven't figured out yet, because when I don't walk him fast enough, he doesn't heel correctly. And all he does is walk on what is loose lead, and then he gets into all sorts of stuff. So, but yeah, the mud in the house isn't as bad as it could have been, but he did really well for healing. I put him through his basics, and he is listening when he's focused. He definitely needs treats for motivation, because without them, he's not really paying attention. So, but I did get him to back in a heel where he can work. So I have a lot of stuff going on this week. The trainer's coming tomorrow, and Zoom has to go to the vet for a checkup and a booster. So I have those things going on, and I will update you guys when I have more information. Okay, this is just kind of an update and a wrap up for this vlog, which I've shot over several days just because that's how it's ended up. I did my training session resume this morning. I've run into a problem where it's taking me so long to get him out. He's had a couple of accidents, which I'm gonna try to avoid. I actually think when he actually has to really go out, I'm just gonna put him out on his line, and then I'll go and pick it up and clean stuff up and stuff like that and do that. Yeah, so he's been doing really well. He definitely does better if food is present, because his heel tightened right up. The minute he knew I had food on me, he was like, okay, I'll stay put. What I've been doing is like taking off his leash when I get back to the house and just telling him to go place when from the door, because I can't get him into the entryway attached to my wheelchair. There's just not enough room for him to tuck behind me on the leash I'm using. There's just not enough room the way it is. So he can get out, and I think that's just the way I'm driving. But he's been doing really well. His distractions are coming along. He will downstay when he is outside. He's doing really well with that. I had him around the maintenance guy when my chair was being fixed a little while ago, and he did really well. He eventually did calm down. I mean, he's not perfect around it, but he is like so much better than he was. I can actually take him for a decent walk. I can't take him for a 30-minute walk yet, away from the complex. Eventually, I want to be able to walk him down 29. I can't really do that yet because he's not focused enough that he will stay away from traffic. But I'm probably gonna have him sit when I'm crossing streets, even if it's just for like 30 seconds or something. But I'm gonna do something like that. I'm just kind of trying to figure out what's gonna work. I know now I can't, like, if he really has to go out, I can't like leash him up. He's not gonna wait. So I think what I'll end up doing is just sticking him out on his line. I think I'll be able to get away with getting him out on today. Maybe not on the days when the temperature drops. I'll have to either let him out on the line or when the high is like in the 30s, I'll have to let him out on the line or make sure I have a coat on. But yeah, so I mean, he's doing really well, all things considered. I can't wait to show off his heel to Emily when I see her on Friday. So that's really good. I mean, other than a few hiccups here and there, he's doing really good. And I think, and people see that. So yeah, I mean, he's still a little, I mean, he has what Emily calls his puppy brain, where he, like, everything he's learning goes completely out the window. But yeah, so he's good. And, I'm off to do my exercises before I do a meal run. So, I will see you guys in the next one.